Hello everyone, I've had this base for nearly a year now, and it actually grew quite a bit. But there's one problem with it, and it's mainly these guys, as well as the crabs. And therefore, I think it's about time that we move out. Because, I don't want to have to replace all my items every single time. The worst part about it is I spend a lot of time working on this area, clearing it all out, replacing the floor. And we're not even going to use it really, besides this upper part here. Now my biggest concern about this whole ordeal is the animals. They will not survive in this area, which is the main reason why I wanted to move. I could deal with, the enemies and having to pick up stuff every once in a while. But they will kill the animals that I'm trying to bring over, so we will have to move. Not only that, but eventually it will just lag the game a lot. Because these tentacle monsters, they don't know how to stop. Well, how to stop spawning. So instead, I think I want to move towards spawn. Now first things first, I want this to be a rather large place, so I had to map out the corners. Then dig all of it out, replace the water with bridges for now, we can fix that later. I removed all the slime spawning tiles as well as the mushroom spawning tiles. I found a couple interesting locations, like this big shroom area. We can use this in some sort of magical forest maybe. We'll have to think on that. And while digging all this out, we went from level 96 to 100, giving us the 100 achievement. And this is it. We have completely dug out the middle section here. We also have this area, this maze. We could potentially work this into some sort of temple. We also got the entire Mario Kart track here. Now it has some few awkward bends, as well as it's not really decorated on the outside, so having the city here might actually make me work on that, because we had this for over half a year now, and I didn't really do much with it. Yeah, other than that, all the spawn tiles are gone, all the water tiles are gone. There are a couple areas like this left. Now I'm not going to tackle this entire area in one go, of course. That'd be insane. And I also don't even think we know what to do with it. The core is going to have to get a good upgrade. I think I'm going to turn this into some sort of tranquil garden forest, maybe? Then of course we have the mushroom forest. And then we have to figure out where I want to build the actual town. But I think over the next couple of days or weeks, I'll just slowly build up the town. Bring all the supplies over that we have over here. I will keep the buildings here. I think they'll look pretty cool. It's gonna look like a ghost town pretty much. So I'll be right back. Well, be right back for you guys to show you around the new and improved base. Alright everyone, it has been a few months. I've been working on this on and off. In total probably around 50 hours. A lot of things have changed. For example, our original town is now a ghost town. I got a new microphone in the meantime, so if I sound any different, that is why. But yeah, a lot of things have been taken, a lot of stuff has been looted. This kind of showed me though that we actually didn't really have many decorations in this town. Like, not as much as I would have liked. But now let me show you the new town where we're gonna live. Alright, this is the new town. This is our new house. To keep it spoiler-free, I will have something covering the map. I'm not 100% sure yet, but the map reveals kind of a lot, so that is why there's a random picture on it. But yeah, this is the main house. So we got a large bedroom, larger anyway than our previous one. I am not 100% sure what I want to do with this main area. I have a little table set up where we can play like a tabletop game, which is why there's a board game and a dice, as well as a cup. This here is my backyard. Pretty nice, as well as with a little resort. It's like a hot spring, or at least it was supposed to be. It doesn't steam as much as I thought it would, the water. And then of course we still have the teleport room in our house, as well as a couple items on display, like this iron bow, which got us to level 100 ranged. The classic tin axe, which got us through all the first original boss fights. And then the lava battle axe, which carried us through the second half of the game. And probably this legendary runesong blade will carry us through the next part of our adventure. Because tomorrow there's going to be a new biome update. But if we go up here, above the house, there's a little cave. We had something similar on the farming island, so I wanted to keep that. I think this one looks a bit better though, it has like a little water feature. This room is our storage room. It is considerably bigger, but also it has been decorated a bit more.
because something I noticed is the old one wasn't decorated at all. And I also put like every crafting station and furnace in the same location. It makes a lot more sense, I know. I do still like how we had it laid out in the last base, but this is just more convenient. Then if we go down below here we have the, well, one of the NPCs, the mining NPC's house. Fisherman. Of course, there's like every type of water around here, so we can fish for whatever we need. This just kind of goes up and around into a cave, just to kind of have the river flowing through our town here. Then we go back up for a second. There's now a crossroad here. If we go down below, we can go to a house with this random dude. And then this is going to be the house for the next guy. The colors might change depending on what color scheme this new guy has. But at least we have it all like furnished for him. Then if we go this way, I'm actually quite proud of this area. As you can see, this is a small town. I know. We are building a town. Who knew there was a town? But this is like a giant O with a bunch of different houses around, and then in the middle it has all the birthday stuff. But the major cool thing here is I built a house for every single color and put every item that you could paint a color in this house. For some reason this thing isn't green, so we'll have to fix that. But all the colors are accounted for that we currently have in the game. If they do add another one, well, sadly I think we are screwed. We'll have to figure out another place to put them down, but this actually works pretty well, because I never really used to use all these colored items, because I didn't exactly know what they looked like, and they do change shape and everything as well. It isn't just the color. I guess here is the best way to see it. So you see the washing basin, usually it's like a brown tub. On the gray one right here, it kind of looks like a sink, while on the red one here, it kind of looks like a vampiric blood cauldron is probably what it's supposed to be. Now whenever I'm building and I'm like, man, I think it's missing something, I can clearly just walk around here, see if I can get some inspiration for our current build. Then if you go farther, this is where all the Easter stuff is hiding. I did hide a couple eggs in this little wooded area. And then here's where we go to the farm area. So we got a nice little farming house. We still need to decorate the mannequins with, well, anything really. And it also looks like I forgot to paint stuff around here. Then we have the actual crop fields, nothing too special. I almost finished the Grumpkin patch, so that is fantastic. Then over here, we got places for animals, if we had any. Even one for the new one that's coming up, which is like a giant tortoise. That is kind of where it ends. There's also going to be new crops, so that's what we're going to farm here. Now most of this is blocked off because this is where we kind of left. The mushroom forest hasn't been done yet either. Then let's head back to that intersection, shall we? So now that we're back here, right in front of our main house, if we follow the path down, we come across a bridge. I actually quite like this river. So it turns out you can actually pick up quite a lot of stuff from the sea floors. Like, we already figured out that we could pick up the lily pads. You can pick up the kelp. You can pick up the jellyfish even that spawn in the sunken seas. And the greatest thing of all is I can use the sunken seas water. And as long as it's not in an ocean biome or the sunken seas biome, it doesn't spawn any of the tentacles. So that is fantastic. I actually learned quite a lot about the spawning mechanics when building this. So that is fantastic as well. This is the seasonal merchant's house. It is kind of Christmassy. I guess it's like the biggest season, right? It has some Valentine stuff as well. A bit of Easter. Then we come to the graveyard. This is where we keep all the Halloween supplies. Of course, some graves as well. The smoky stuff is done with the mold ground. And actually, something I learned is, if you have just regular mold grounds, the mold people can actually spawn on here. So you just have to hoe it, put something on it, like a seed or a box, and it stops them from spawning, and you still get the smoky effect. If we leave the cemetery and follow this down, right next to the merchant's house, there is the Valentine's house. It is incredibly pink in here, but it actually, I think it looks pretty alright. This is the house of Princess Zelda. Alright, well, back to the cemetery. We can go down, and there's another split in the road. This, of course, is where the core is, so we can easily, interact with the cord or stuff around. I do kind of have to maneuver around a bit to get to some of the other locations. You can kind of see what's going on over there, the other side of the lake. There's a little camp hiding here. There are quite a lot of these little areas scattered around in like places off the roads. I do quite enjoy those details for whatever reason. If we ever take a stroll around and off the path, there's something to look at. Now this is where I started running out of decorations, like mainly trees and stuff like that, so this area still hasn't been finished yet. But when we go over here, this is the Christmas area. So it has all the Christmas items. This is Santa Claus's home, with all the chests, of course, that house all the extra thingies. Then here's his workshop, which I actually quite like. I think the conveyor belts are actually a pretty neat touch. And then there was this broken wall up here. And I knew I wanted to use it for something, so I built a little shell of a house around it. So it could be like this is the old workshop, or old Santa's house. And if we go down the path, this leads to the battle arena with the slime boss. So you have some stands where people can look out. You have a little warrior's quarter where they can rest up and get ready for their battle. They even have a little garden to look into to help them relax before the big fight. Because this is a spectacle and people are chilling around looking at fights, we do have a little gift shop. I think it turned out pretty well, not gonna lie. Then if we go out here, well, nothing really changed much, except for eventually you see where I ran out of decorative supplies. I would have gotten more, but since the update's coming out tomorrow, I kind of wanted to finish this video first. Because we're gonna have to use this as our main base, and I didn't want to, like, drop into the update and be like, oh yeah guys, by the way, I got a new massive base. Now I want to hop into the new update tomorrow, and straight away go to the new biome. If we go farther this way, there actually isn't much around here. Or at least much that you guys haven't seen yet. So this is the old racetrack. It now has a path going kind of along it, but that's where it stops. But that is like everything we have so far, so that means now we can reveal the map. And as you can see, it actually is rather large. So that giant square that we dug out, actually most of it has already been covered with buildings and other things. I do still have a couple ideas. Like for example, right over here, I'm going to be building a mine. And this cave/mine area is going to house a lot of the new crystal biome items. Then of course we still need to smooth out the track because it looks a little rough around the edges. As well as make something nice around it. I want to get rid of this colored pattern. This was a Mario Kart track, which is why it has it around it. But I want to change it up a little bit. I don't want to keep the shape the same of the track. I'm just going to smooth out the edges a bit. And just put like decorations around the track. And probably the middle as well, because it's just water right now. Down here, there's probably going to be like some sort of museum for the bugs and the fish. And who knows for something else. And I'm actually already pretty full up. I still need some farms, but I'll probably knock out quite a large chunk in this area for those. But that is it for this base tour. Super excited for tomorrow. I really enjoy this base so far. I do like that there's just a lot of stuff to look at. Even like off camera. So for example down here you have a little camp. For now though, hope you'll enjoy it. If you have any ideas of decorative parts that I missed, leave it down in the comments. And share what your guys' base look like, because I'm pretty excited to see what you guys all did with your base. I like to usually go for a little town area with a lot of nature around, but I know some people that like to go more industrialized looks, or have one massive house, basically. So for now, I hope you all enjoyed, and hope to see you all tomorrow, when we're gonna go into the Shimmering Caverns. See you guys then. Bye everyone.